Welcome back, garden gnomes, to the first official garden checkup of the season. I know it's really late in coming, but there's a pretty good reason for that. We're gonna take a quick tour around and see what all I got growing, but first I want to update you guys on some pretty big changes that are going to be happening next spring. So a lot of people don't know this about us, but we actually rent the house that we've been living in for the last 4 or 5 years, and that's one of the reasons that I've built my garden the way I have, because when we do eventually move, it's going to be a lot easier to take up and put grass seed down. We planned on staying here another couple of years, but unfortunately that move is going to happen next spring. One of the reasons that we never fixed the fence that is falling down behind us is because what's the point? We're not going to get our money back for it. But we rent through an awesome management service, and we got a call about 2 months ago that the owner of this house actually wants to sell. Now our lease was up at the end of May, and they didn't want to sign us for another year, so that's one reason that my garden is so late in getting started this year, and why you haven't seen any videos. It's for about 2 months there during prime spring planting time. We didn't know if we were still going to continue to live here. But the folks down at Select Property Management went to bat for us and got us 1 more year. So we have until May of next year. At that point we are going to be moving, whether or not we continue to rent someplace else or we actually buy a house, which is the goal. But have you guys seen the housing market lately? Ugh. Plus we want at least an acre. We've got 1/3 of an acre here, and the dogs need more space, my garden needs more space, we all just need more room. So this is the last official year that I even get to have this garden here, so I wanted to do something a little bit different. Yes, I have all of my standard vegetables that you guys are used to seeing me plant, but I planted a lot of flowers, a lot of bulbs, and hopefully it's going to be a really, really colorful summer. Let's take a look at what we have. So the back bed, this one gets the most shade, almost no sun whatsoever, but you can see that it does absolutely awesome with carrots and a few little mushroom neighbors. I'm gonna have to get in here and thin these carrots out if I want to have any sort of harvest. I've also got beets down toward the lower 1/3 side of this bed, but they didn't take quite as well as the carrots, so fingers crossed for them. And one common theme that you're going to notice across all my beds this spring is lots and lots of cinnamon. It's been a terrible year for rabbits, squirrels, even birds just trying to get worms and stuff out of my beds. So I've been sprinkling everything with cinnamon, and believe it or not, I haven't had a problem since. You just got to reapply after every watering or rain. That's another weird thing. This has been the driest spring we've ever had. All of the rivers are bottomed out. It's really hard to get the boat in the ramp, which is why you haven't seen any fishing videos. We also had one crazy, really late snow. It never snows here, especially in March or April. So aside from almost losing the house, we have had our fair share of challenges this spring. I did officially remove the strawberry pool because the pool itself was dry rotting. The common blue violet that grows all around here, I did a video on that. I think that's actually my most recent video. It's completely taken over this area, and it was taking over my strawberry bed. So my sister wanted to grow strawberries. She has all of those now, but I did keep a few. All cinnamony and happy. They're trying so hard. We've got romaine, purple romaine. They're doing pretty good, but the rabbits have really been loving on them, so they got extra cinnamon. And you can see where the birds have been coming in. We've got half of our cucumbers over here, but they are having trouble taking off. We keep having 40-degree nights. It should be well into summer for us by now. We have more of that weird weather coming up. It just can't seem to make up its mind. I'm saving this front nice little sunny area for my peppers once they're mature enough to transplant. They're still living in their little cups, and they're doing pretty good, but I keep having to bring them in at night. It's just not been warm enough. Our front bed did get a whole new layer of compost, so I am doing tomatoes here again. Normally I wouldn't do tomatoes in the same bed 2 years in a row, but since everything's going to have to be moving and be put back together with new compost and new layers, I thought, what the heck. Our tomatoes are doing pretty good. I started all these from different seeds that I've had over the years. Florida Gem Cherry. This is one of my mom's neighbors down in Florida. He had an amazing cherry plant, and my mom wanted me to have some of the seeds. So Florida Gem, if you're watching this, they are doing pretty good, my friend. Normally I would wait until they're a lot bigger to stick them in here, but we're going to Florida this weekend, and it's not going to rain enough to keep them wet in their little pots, so it was either plant them now and wish them the best, or guarantee that they're going to be dead when I come home. I did some gladiolus bulbs in the corner here just for a shot of color. Our pots are doing beautifully. I've got some lovely lavender here that started blooming the day after I brought it home. These are some sort of perennial flower. I'm actually not sure. My neighbor gave me these. She dug them up out of her garden and she told me what they are, but I completely forgot, so I'm gonna have to walk over there and ask her, but glad to have them. We've got snapdragons next door. I've tried a million times to grow these guys, and this is the most luck I've ever had, so fingers crossed. Over in our main bed, this bed gets the most sun of all of the garden, so this is where I always do my potatoes. You can see the potatoes are doing beautifully. I had to plant them around this gorgeous onion cluster that my garden buddy Trent brought to me. It was pretty late last year, so we stuck them in, let them winter over, and man, are they taking off. More gladiolus next to it. I wouldn't normally agree with putting this many bulbs or root crops close together, but like I said, it's the last year, might as well go all out. More snapdragons on the edge, followed by a small hedge of zinnia. Our sweet potatoes are just starting to put up their little vines. We'll pull those up, cut the slips off, and get those planted as soon as I get home. And we've got a beautiful little row of a wildflower mix. Overall, I have very high hopes for this bed. We've got some additional cucumbers coming up the trellis. They're doing a lot better than the ones in the bed that I just showed you. We've got one little snap pea, and for the first time ever, we are doing miniature pumpkins. I'm really excited about these guys. I know they're gonna absolutely take over this entire back area. So that's why I got started with the landscape fabric, and I can just trail them along the fence. I did another half plot of corn this year. It's not taken off too well either though. It looks good, but honestly it should be way bigger than this. We just keep having these 40-degree nights and lack of rain. I'm really excited about this though. This is a glass gem variety. So it's gonna be absolutely stunning once I can dry it and display it this fall. Nothing really came up in this row, so I did stick some sunflower seeds down in there. We've got some more sunflowers along that outer edge and a few more in a hole that Murphy dug. We'll see those more in upcoming videos. They're still just getting started. Our black-eyed Susans are coming back from last year. I've got a whole nother pot of wildflowers. My rosemary wintered over beautifully and it's doing great. All I had to do was give it a little water around February or March and it woke right up. And then we've got purple basil. I've never grown purple basil before, but it's beautiful. And that's all I've got for now, y'all. I just wanted to update you on what you can expect to see later in the season and share a few of those big life changes that are going to be coming up. Thank you guys so much for joining me, and I am sorry that I had to go through this all so fast. I'm actually due at a friend's house right now to help them build a garden bed. Fingers crossed we can bring you some Florida fishing videos, and I gotta go. For bonus content, flirty photos, and braless gardening, visit our Patreon below.